Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Thursday afternoon. Welcome into this, the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham. Alongside Jim Hardy, we'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today, joining us each and every day here on the Auburn Blitz, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. Got a lineup, of course, Brett and Faith with you on Mondays, and Brett and Randy on Tuesday, me and JJ on Wednesday, me and Jim on Thursday, and Brett and Faith again with you on Fridays. Again, a lot to get to, a lot going on. The SEC softball tournament still going on. Auburn starts their baseball final home series of the year against South Carolina tonight at 6 o'clock. We'll break that down a little bit later, but should be a lot of fun. We'll bounce around, maybe talk about some of these. Look, Auburn has improved their roster. I don't think anybody's denying that.
You think
that? This week we've been talking about a fan survey that Auburn Undercover did.
Okay.
And people, projecting, their the fan base. And it seems like the Auburn fan base, if you take this, and I think this is probably a pretty accurate synopsis, but 8 or 9 wins. Mm-hmm. Seems like the majority.
A little low, but
is
okay.
Expected. What they expect, not what they're hoping for.
Oh, hoping for, okay.
Everybody's hoping for 10
right.
plus.
Right.
But what are you realistically expecting? 8 or 9. That
right.
seems to be the majority.
Okay.
That's the vast majority of the fan base. So now Auburn has improved their roster, and I don't think anybody's denying that. But you know what, Jim? Everybody else has too. We'll take a look maybe at Auburn's competition and what they have done and how much they have improved their roster.
Yeah, I think me and you reported last Thursday, all of them, there's like half the SEC's over $20 million now in NIL, one
right.
over 40. So I would say their rosters have improved.
So what have they done in the transfer portal? We'll take a look at that and break that down a little bit. But we were talking before the show, there's a lot going on in and around college. Well, I'm talking about major decisions that are being made and the future of college football and how it's going to look and all these kind of things. You were just telling me and breaking down. I'll let you, break down some of that. Number one, as far as revenue sharing and how that's going to work and when that is going to be, there's some dates coming up here that have got to be things are going to come down. Decisions are going to be made by judges, and college football ain't going to be the same.
Yeah, well, as everybody knows, the House settlements out there that everybody's trying to wrap their arms around, it's going to involve the rosters of people. It's going to involve, like you said, revenue sharing. They're trying to throw some antitrust in there. They want to get it all covered in one whack. And because of all the lawsuits we've already seen, I don't think you're going to do it in one try like's happened to them right now. This judge, this lady, female judge, and I wish I could remember her name. There you go.
Something. Claudia, it starts with a W, I believe, Don.
Well, she was supposed to have ruled on the House settlement last week, and she put a pause on it because she found in the contract that she realized that a lot of kids, walk-on kids and or kids that other teams didn't think were valuable. So say if you were going to go to 120, I think was most people's rosters, 125, and you're going down to 100, teams this year has already told people, hey, go on. We know we're going to be down to 100, so this year we want to go ahead and cut you.
Strangely enough, this is coming down to roster size now.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
we're talking about millions of dollars, and this is coming down to roster size.
Well, the one point of that is there's some compassion in there. That if you and I were one of those kids and we lost everything, whether that was an NIL package that got us an education to go to school, or if it was a straight up scholarship, or just being on the team. You know, some kids that changes their life getting to be with guys like that, and they learn to meet people within the athletic department that gets them a job later on and changes their life.
Right.
So at least she's had a little compassion on this thing. Well, she's put it on May 13th as the next deadline, and she wants the university's attorneys to come back in there and be able to say, what are you going to do to help ensure at least this group? She didn't say forever going forward, but this group of kids that you just cut this last year and are trying to cut right now, say 20, 25 kids off every roster, what are you going to do for them? Like give them something, grandfather them in and put them back on the program until they're done. And then when they're done, we'll move on with our 100-man roster. But for right now, I want you to do it this way.
Right.
She's set them a 13th date. Then she's turned around and gave the
May 13th.
May 13th. Then she's gave the opposing side May 16th to come back and say, well, no, we don't like how they're going to do that, so here you go. And then she's basing it off of those that it could possibly be sometime toward the end of the month of May that she would make a ruling on the actual house settlement.
So we're talking basically summer.
Summer.
And this is hopefully going to be, well, I say hopefully, I mean, not that we're setting a date for summer that this is going to all be settled by
Yes,
then.
that's what she's saying and hoping for, that she'd love to have it in that late May, early June period, that there would be something settled on paper that says, hey, here's what I expect you to go by for right now.
And now President Trump's getting involved.
President Trump had a meeting with Nick Saban the other day. They've now put a presidential commission together, which is Nick Saban and I forget his name, Cody Campbell, that just recently sold his business in Texas for $4-point-something billion with a B. Those two are heading up.
I got that on me.
Well, I know Andy's kind of money. That's we always call you high pockets because you ride up there pretty high.
True.
Those two guys are
pockets.
heading up this commission that are going to be trying to put together a plan to present to Trump and present to Congress and say, I'm Nick Saban. I've been through this before. This is the way we need to do this to make it work. Now, obviously, you can see this can of fireworks going off in a big way because you're already throwing kids multi-millions of dollars out there. If Nick comes in and says, hey, let's go back to the old school ways that I think every kid ought to get, if you're on the football team where every kid's going to get $100,000, and then if you go to Chick-fil-A or whoever, you make your own deals with them. But for the university's purposes, you're going to make $100,000 if you play football at the University of Auburn, and set it in that format. And then there's other guys obviously going to throw their opinions in there. Now, the first problem I have, or I say problem, red flag to me, is Nick Saban's still being paid by the University of Alabama. He was paid last year as like an advisor of $500,000.
All right.
So do you think he might say some things on that committee that would benefit Alabama?
Well, I would imagine there would probably have to be a parting of the ways.
Well,
if he's
you would
going to
hope.
be in some kind of committee that oversees college football, because that would be a conflict of interest.
That's correct.
You would think.
Yeah, well.
Now, I
that's
say
where
that.
we are.
And, here,
So you tell me, if Trump has asked to or put a commission together, what is we can kick this can around for a second. What is expected out of this commission? Like, what do we as fans hope out of that commission?
it's a good question. I mean, structure of some sort,
Right.
that we can latch on to, and some sort of equality, and that would be good if it comes down.
So when
to
you say equality,
everybody making the same.
if we
thing.
made a standard contract for every kid,
You're right.
and if you play NCAA Division I football, you've got a contract that says for 4 years you'll be paid this amount, whatever that number is settled on, you'll pay that. But if you leave, just like a coach, you're gonna have to. The team you're going to is going to have to pay that contract. Would you
Right.
be happy with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's as much about caps too, because to try to at least bring some sort of some sort of equality to it, so
Right.
that like we're talking about. I mean, look, the Dallas Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns are never going to be the same.
No.
Okay, I mean, Dallas is always going to have, but they all have a salary cap.
Sure.
You know, and that there is at least some sort of it, and there's some sort of equal pay, revenue. And if Dallas goes over, they'll have to, like in baseball, if you go over and like the Yankees pay a salary cap, a luxury tax
right.
every year.
Right.
And that costs them if they, you can overspend if you want to, and if you got the funds, if you're Texas, but it's going to cost you.
Right.
And I think that would be good. But
and you got, as you said, a lot of equality. You brought up NFL. You see a lot of teams going 8-6 and 7-7, and they're still making runs in the playoffs because they're all good, evenly matched teams. They just happen to lose 5 or 6 games during the year that are within a touchdown or two.
Now I don't really want it to be like the NFL, but that's where we are.
Oh, yeah.
There's no going back.
Yeah, because how can
Unfortunately, there's no going back.
At this point, when you've thrown that much money out there at these kids, how can you go the other way?
Right.
Because like what we've talked about, too, in possibility of this house settlement, they're saying that there may be a $20 million number thrown out there to a university to go toward athletics. Well, that doesn't mean all 20 is going to Texas football. That means them girls are going to get some money, too. And there's where your lawsuits are going to come in, because they're going to say, well, yeah, we're going to spend 18 on football and 2 on girls sports. Well, then the girls are going to go, hey, what about Title IX over here? We need our money.
That's true. Well, and look, the quarterback makes a lot more than, the right guard.
Well, and it was broken down.
So, I don't think you can do that in college football either.
As you dig into the can of worms a little bit, it was broken down the other day that I heard an interview on it as well. NFLs have it broken down where they will spend it, like you said, in their cap. They're willing to spend 30% of their money on the quarterback, 10% of their money on a running back, 15% of their money on offensive linemen. We may see college football go into that there's a standard that an offensive lineman's got a ceiling. He can't make but $50,000 a year or $25,000 for a lower end one or something like that.
Yeah. I'm getting
fatigued.
I'll let y'all figure it out, because I'm ceasing to care about it.
There you go.
We got to take a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at BamaSheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
Adams Motorsports of Montgomery knows it's the best time to ride. Right now, get the best deals on all of our Suzuki and Kawasaki street bikes, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and dirt bikes. Adams Motorsports has it all, and our inventory is vast. Get out there, ride the streets and trails, and let Adams Motorsports make your pleasure our business. With family customer service and service after the sale. It's time to ride, so come see us on Eastern Boulevard, Montgomery, or online at adamsmotorsports.com.
Are you looking for a powerful new Chevrolet or GMC truck and a great deal? Check them out side by side at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Take your choice of new Chevrolet and GMC 1500 trucks discounted up to $12,000 off. Chevy and GMC heavy-duty trucks discounted up to $7,000 off. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, Alabama. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Jim here with you. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every day by J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation. No job's too big, no job's too small. Commercial or residential. Give them a call today for all your needs. Sensa Green, heating, cooling, and insulation for air that's cool and clean. Call Sensa Green. 334-487-3555. And Russell Do-It Center. They got 9 locations around Central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. Got a question on the stream.
We got a question. What is your thoughts on Vegas having the total regular season wins at 7.5?
I think they're playing it safe, and I think they want Auburn fans to bet the over.
That's correct.
I mean, so they're giving you, they're giving you 7.5 instead of 8.5 because I think it'd be much harder to lay down the money for 9 wins than it would be for 8.
Correct.
So, that now the interesting thing was Ed brought up yesterday, I think it was yesterday, that Vegas has been put the nail. Or put the number exactly right the last 4 years, and it's gone under. It's been like last year, like, for example, last year was 5.5, and we had 5.
Right.
So we've been under every year for the last 4 years.
Right.
And we've been on the number that they put out there.
They know what they're doing.
So 7 wins? That ain't good enough, Jim.
No, well, not to. That
ain't good enough.
I wouldn't think that for like you said, you were going over a fan survey. If the fans are wanting 8, that ain't good enough.
No. I don't know any Auburn fan that will be satisfied with 7 wins.
I don't think at the progression that we've done with these great recruiting classes we had, the great portal transfers we've had, I'm not sure that 7, if we sit here at the end of the year this year and say we're 7-5, if we're looking at maybe possibly making a coaching change or not.
Yeah. Now, if we beat Alabama and Georgia.
Oh, that's part of your 7.
And that's part of the 7?
Yeah.
And the other ones are like, we lose like on a field goal to Texas A&M and Oklahoma on the road, and maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I could stomach losing to Vandy again.
So you could You're saying you could see the light at the end of the tunnel as a fan is if you were to screw up and lose to Missouri and Vandy, but you beat Georgia and Alabama.
At least it would be you could argue and you could
say the talent's good enough.
Some way put it in and say, okay, this is progress.
Right.
But still, though, it's like I told JJ yesterday. Everybody says that, okay, yeah, I'd be satisfied with 8 wins until you get to the 8-win mark.
Right.
At the end of the year, and you're like, good grief, again? Yep. 8 wins? Is that all?
Well,
with this team that we've got so much talent, Jim? Whoa. So
we had one for a lot of years. Everybody fell right in that groove of Gus. Gus just pumped out 8 and 9 wins every year, and then people was like, we just got to do something about this. We can't keep winning 9
Well,
wins
if we got to take the next step, right?
Yeah.
What's the next step for us right now? 7 or 8 wins.
The next step was falling
7
off
or
a
8
cliff
wins is the next step.
Yeah.
So while we might not all appreciate that, we might expect more and should expect more. The truth of the matter is that is the next step.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I traditionally, when Auburn has had these big, gang breaker seasons, I call them, your Cam Newton type seasons, what I'm expecting a Jackson Arnold season to come out, we go from the bottom all the way to top. We ain't been one of these that's kind of got in the middle. We've taken a huge leap instead of a step.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now, it usually happens in year 2. This is year 3.
Right.
So that's fine. And look, and I've been arguing this, and I've been telling this. I've been preaching to Brett, trying to counsel him to say, look, all right, we're doing it the right way.
Yep.
Okay? Auburn has – it's been fortunate and unfortunate. Gus Malzahn comes in. Well, let's just even go all the way back. Terry Bowden comes in, boom, right off the bat.
Yep. 20-0.
20-0-1.
Yep.
Or 21-1.
Yep.
It's 20-game winning streak right out of the bat, goes 11-0 to begin with the first season. And then it's downhill from there.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy Tuberville comes in. Second year, he's in the SEC title game. And then it's, a herky-jerky. But Gus Malzahn comes in, boom, right off the bat, 2013. He's in the national title game.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's downhill from there. So, I mean, we have gotten ahead of ourselves, and it's been fun, and it's been good, and that everybody likes that, but we've seen, it was because we went to the transfer portal and we fell into Cam Newton with Gene Chizik, or we fell into this new, incredible offense with Nick Marshall. Well, Hugh Freeze has done it the right way. We've gone to the high school ranks. We've brought in that offensive line. We've started to recruit them. We've brought in 5-star quarterbacks. We've brought in talented wide receivers. We've brought in talented defensive backs, defensive linemen. We're building it the right way. We're building it slowly. We're trying to earn our way to get to that point. Well, here we go. Mm-hmm. Is it going to pay off? Can we be patient enough to let it pay off? I said, we got to give the man 4 years. Well, we're in year 3.
Right.
We got to start seeing some progress.
I'm feeling you on that part. I think you feel like.
But I think we've done it the right way. Let me just say that.
Progress to you is number 8 or 7. Are you? Okay,
I've been saying
7?
no. I think we got to have 8.
8, yes.
At least.
Yes.
At least. I'm leaning toward 9, but I'm one of those that would. I say right now I'll be satisfied with 8.
I think, you're just looking at all the numbers of people on offense. You're looking at who we're playing, where we're playing them at our place, the big games. The schedule sets up that you got to have 8. You got to.
I would not disagree with that. All right, so is that possible? Let's look at our competition when we come back. What is it going to look like? How much have they improved? Should we expect to win these games or should we not? Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz. 256-234-6221. That's our number. We'll be back with more right after this.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sensi Green. For air that's cool and clean, you care about the air you breathe, call Sensi
Turn to the experts at Sensagreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carry or cool cash rebates. Visit Sensagreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe. Call Sensagreen.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We are your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout Central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
Chick-fil-A is always the best option when you're on the go, but they are also great when it comes to planning your next event, from tailgating to birthday parties to weddings. Call Chick-fil-A Alexander City at 256-289-7955 for catering, or order on the Chick-fil-A app. Make sure to choose the Alexander City location and have your catering order ready to go. Nugget trays, mac and cheese trays, fruit trays, cookie trays, gallons of our famous lemonade or tea, and chilled grilled chicken sub sandwiches, and a lot more options. Make it Chick-fil-A Alexander City for your next event.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Jim here with you. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Thank you so much to Pepper Tree Steaks and Wines. Great place to get some great food in the Montgomery and Auburn area. I got probably the best selection of wine Got a tremendous array of steaks and ribs and all different kinds of meats, Conecuh burgers, steak burgers. But those daily lunch specials, go to their website and check those out. Steaksnwine.com, just the letter N, steaksnwine.com. They got some other great deals going on right now in the month of May. You can check those out on their website. Pepper Tree Steaks and Wines. Okay, Jim, our competition this year, they've tried to make some improvements as well. How about right off the bat, Baylor? Okay, Baylor added Kobe Prentice from Alabama. That's their top. You know, they added another guy by the name of Walker White.
Yeah, I kind of faintly remember
He
that.
was the top actual transfer portal commitment or transfer that they've added to their roster. But their transfer class ranked number 48 in the country. So, you know, not okay, top 50, but they're at the lower end of top 50. However, they were a pretty doggone good offense last year. Sawyer Robertson back, and, you know, Walker White, while he is a high-profile recruit, probably not going to be playing because Sawyer Robertson was pretty doggone good last year and threw the ball all over the place. But they do add a pretty dynamic receiver to that bunch, and we'll see what that has. Does that scare you?
No, I mean, gosh, I was thinking of his name, coach's name off the top of my head. NFL guy, yeah. What's his name?
NFL guy.
Yeah, I mean, he was, but he's now with Baylor. Who's Baylor's head coach?
Former LSU defensive coordinator.
Yeah. Like I said, it's escaping me. Anyway, I would feel a little bit concerned about him because he's been around the league a lot and other leagues to where he kind of knows how to prepare for an SEC team.
Right.
You're going to have a Walker White that is, you know, I love to follow the numbers and people that's left. A Walker White that spent a whole year or a little more than a year in our system and learned how Hugh Freeze likes to make play calls. So does he go over there and share information with their defensive coordinator and say,
sure,
hey,
he does.
When they line up in this is what you do. You know, so
change the verbiage, right?
Right. So it is always, so far in the history of Hugh Freeze playing somebody that's known his system, it's been a very close game.
Well,
that one,
there is a spy on the inside.
That one is concerning to me. That
question.
Walker obviously has some hard feelings that he was overlooked for some other folks, and Walker's giving out some information.
Yeah,
which is understandable. But yes, I don't. There's not a lot that scares me about Baylor, even though should be at the end of the year going to be a pretty good football team. I think that's a benchmark for Auburn to start the season. You got to get game one going in the right
Auburn
direction.
loses to Baylor.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well go ahead and start calling the UPS truck. Not UPS.
You can bet.
U-Haul.
Hoped you bet the under then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that is going to be. You talk about deflating.
Yes.
Now
what's going to be big, because this is on the road in Waco, is we're going to have a brand new starting quarterback out there. You got to get him started in that game early too. You got to give him some kind of throws that he's very comfortable with. Get him in the offense. Get him started. That first quarter needs to be like, buddy, I'm ready to go, and he can roll after that.
Yeah.
If you start him off with a couple interceptions, like you said, back up the truck.
Well, I mean, just tell you to stay out there in Waco. Start him at church. At some undisclosed location. Okay, Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer comes over from Washington State, along with offensive coordinator Ben Arbuckle. So, new offensive coordinator at Oklahoma, new quarterback, number 12 transfer class in the country to Oklahoma.
That is, by all indications of reading and checking up on them, that is the one that everybody in the SEC is pointing the finger at now that could make a huge splash this year is Oklahoma, like how much talent they've got on that team.
Mateer was the number 3 quarterback, number 6 player in the transfer portal. So big time. This is why Auburn was interested in this guy. Everybody was interested in this guy.
I think and Hughes alluded to it before in a press conference that Mateer was one of their guys they were looking at. Jackson was a guy, but he had previous knowledge of Jackson from high school. He said he was a freakish athlete, and that's just the guy he wanted, and he went and got him.
Auburn should have beaten Oklahoma in Auburn.
Correct.
Now they got to go to Norman.
And win with their quarterback.
I mean, I would imagine Auburn's an underdog going on the road to Oklahoma, right?
Before the season, yes. Not by the time you get there, no.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
Think Vegas has got us as a favorite going to Norman?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, we'll see. Texas A&M, they added KC Concepcion, a wide receiver. He number 5 wide receiver, number 18 overall prospect in the country. So what we got here, transfer class number 11 in the country. So the best one we've seen so far, the transfer class for Texas A&M. Better than Oklahoma's, better than Baylor's. They added Mississippi State transfer Mario Carver at receiver, and Auburn tight end Micah Riley goes to Texas A&M as well. Got to go on the road to A&M.
W.
Is Auburn a favorite going to A&M?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
There's no way.
Write it down.
I've written it down. I am writing it down as we speak.
Okay.
Okay. I'm holding you to this.
I
Do you
see
really?
it.
Okay. So if Auburn's a favorite going both of those, then
it's on a roll. You better have hoped you bet the over.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, Georgia adds wide receiver Zachariah Branch. Branch was the number 4 receiver in the portal, number 13 overall player. They had the number 24 transfer portal class. Now, granted,
you know what they got it already.
They didn't have to add a whole lot.
Right. Now, this is one of them because I think I brought it up in the times we broke the teams down for this year in the records. They are starting more guys with inexperience than they ever have in Georgia's history. So if you were going to catch them, this is the year to catch them in Auburn when they come up there inexperienced and take advantage of that.
And I'm not a huge, Gunnar Stockton.
Yes.
He looked good, at times, but he certainly was not overly impressive. He wasn't as impressive as Carson Beck.
No.
So, there's that. But they added Texas A&M transfer Noah Thomas at outside receiver as well. So they've revamped their receiving core to possibly, give them a lot more options. All right, we got to take a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after these messages.
This is Joseph Dean with Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory. I am pleased to announce that Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is now open to serve the public at our location on the corner of 49 North and 280 West in Dadeville. Please stop by and see lifelong resident of Dadeville, Molly Kaler, who will be running the office and meeting with families who want to plan ahead and pre-need their services. We are also available by phone 256-750-0381 or online at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Let's go, 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 let's go
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life. EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area. Are you ready to showcase your skills and compete with the best in Alabama? The 42nd Alabama State Games are coming to Birmingham and Jefferson County from June 13th through the 15th, and it's your chance to be part of something incredible. Athletes from across the state will compete in sports ranging from archery to wrestling. Those participating in the opening ceremony are eligible for academic scholarships ranging from $500 to $5,000. Mark your calendar. Registration opens March 1st. Visit allagames.com.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Just a couple more segments left in today's show. Again, thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are looking at Auburn's schedule, the competition, and the moves that they've made in the transfer portal. Auburn's made quite a few, brought in a nice class. What about their competition? Well, the Missouri Tigers, their top addition, Damon Wilson, the second edge rusher, number 1 edge rusher in the transfer portal, number 3 overall player in the transfer portal. So 6 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles, 26 quarterback pressures with Georgia last season. He moves over from Georgia to Missouri. That seems like an odd journey, but okay. You see more and more of this. Missouri has the number 7 overall transfer class to add to their recruiting class of this last year. So, hey, Missouri's trying to get better. And,
yeah.
You know, Auburn should have beat Missouri last year.
Absolutely.
On the road. I no question. If Auburn's, favored against these other teams, no doubt they'll be favored.
Against Missouri. No question.
Now, this is a home game, so
yes,
they should be.
We'll
see.
You realistically looking at the numbers, right now you're going to say that Georgia and Alabama is going to come in here favored. But as we go along during the season, if we're tracking on that track to get 8 or 9 wins, you're probably going to get a lot closer to that number, Auburn having a chance of it being a closer ball game. Vegas may not pick Auburn over Georgia, but I bet they make it within 7.
When's the last time Auburn was favored over Alabama?
Good grief.
In any Iron Bowl. Much less a home game.
Was that the Tuberville years?
I mean, I might go back to 2007.
Yeah.
Maybe. Because Alabama was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
That probably the last time.
Well, it's time to change that.
I would say so.
Yeah. Let's do it this year.
Maybe. Were we favored in 2010? Surely we were favored. 2010 would count. Although it was in Tuscaloosa.
You was down 28-0, wasn't it? Or 21-0?
24.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we were. I'm not saying. Yeah, the game didn't go like according to plan for anybody. But yeah. All right. Arkansas adds offensive tackle Corey Robinson the second. The number 12 offensive tackle, number 98 player. That was the best piece that they added.
Speaking of those guys, I had
number 17 class.
A nice little thing I dug up on them the other day. Hold on one second, and I'll find it and tell you. Arkansas now becomes the first state to allow NIL exemption from taxes. So every person that receives money at an Arkansas football player, basketball, whatever, pays no taxes on their money.
Wow.
That right there sweetens the pot a little bit.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. So you talking about Arkansas making some upgrades. It may be some of these boys here saying, writing on the wall, like, hey, you know, if I make a meal over here, I make a meal. They don't take part of my money.
Well, Tennessee doesn't have any state tax, right?
I believe that's correct.
So that maybe.
But now this is what this is calling exempt.
Right.
Like, I mean, meaning that's one thing if you don't have a state income tax, but you go purchase things, then you can be taxed upon that stuff. They're trying to make NIL money exempt.
That could definitely be a game changer maybe for Arkansas. Kentucky add enough quarterback Zach Calzada.
I have been on the sidelines and watched that man throw a football in Auburn several times.
Yeah, he never got in the game.
Nope.
But he was the number 25 quarterback, 382 overall, and Kentucky ends up with the number 10 class. Wow. Okay, so that does not scare me. Now, I wish Zach the best. You know.
Yeah, seemed like a good kid. I mean, coming from A&M like he did, and over to us, and now over to here. It's obvious because SEC teams keep picking him up. He's got the talent to be there, but something's missing. It's the mental.
Something's missing.
The mental side of it's missing.
Guard Jordan White goes to Vanderbilt. That's their number 11 guard. They trying to protect Diego Pavia, receiving an extra year here. We got to deal with him again. But
he's going down this year.
He better. Number 34 class. And then Alabama adds wide receiver Isaiah Horton. That would be the number 16 wide receiver, number 64 overall. Kalen DeBoer's second year here. The number 21 overall transfer class. So
yeah, they're. I was looking at some of their stuff
wide
yesterday.
Receiver Miami, by the way.
Their wide receiver room is starting to look pretty good. I mean, they got some kids to throw the ball to.
Now, do they have somebody to throw it?
There's going to be
Ty Simpson.
Yeah, is Ty going to be your man? Did they spend the money right? Is the new offensive coordinator Grubbs coming in going to help them? You know,
good question.
You got to see.
All right, we got to take another break. We'll be back with one final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Thursday, right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
For air that's cool and clean,
Turn to the experts at Sensagreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carry or cool cash rebates. Visit Sensagreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe. Call Sensagreen.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Are you ready to showcase your skills and compete with the best in Alabama? The 42nd Alabama State Games are coming to Birmingham and Jefferson County from June 13th through the 15th, and it's your chance to be part of something incredible. Athletes from across the state will compete in sports ranging from archery to wrestling. Those participating in the opening ceremony are eligible for academic scholarships ranging from $500 to $5,000. Mark your calendar. Registration opens March 1st. Visit allagames.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Final segment on this Thursday afternoon. Auburn going to get underway with their final home series of the year against South Carolina. South Carolina only 5-19 in the league. Auburn 13-11, number 5 in the country in some polls. Brooks Thompson doing a fantastic job. Now, normally, of course, Samuel Dutton, who has been tremendous this year, 6-2 with a 2.37 ERA.
He was a LSU.
He's a transfer from LSU.
That's
Speaking
correct.
of the portal, the right-handed pitcher. Normally, your Friday starter, but because the series is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, they are going to throw Cam Tilley out there to start tonight and save Dutton on his normal rest to be the Friday. The midday. I mean, the mid-game starter.
Yeah, there you go.
And then you'll have Christian Chatterton, the freshman, start on Saturday, there being no midweek game this week. So, you know, this is just the way it works out. Now, I mean, Chatterton has been terrific as well, 4-1 with a 3.69 ERA. So Could be interesting. We'll see what happens with Tilly tonight. I would imagine it could be a Johnny Holstaff type situation. If you throw him out there and let him go as far as he can go. And
I think me and you have kicked the numbers around pretty good over this baseball season, and we still think that 15 mark is where we wanted to be in the SEC to get us into the tournament, get us a good seeding.
Get us a host.
Yes. Yeah, if you get 15 and above, I think you could be a host.
I don't think there's any doubt.
Yeah. So you're at 13 now. Can you get
You're a national seed.
Can you get 2 out of 3 from South Carolina?
Well, if you don't, it's a disappointment.
Right.
I mean, you're thinking sweep.
Right.
At home. But 2 of 3 is what is the goal. It's always
right.
the goal. And then, you go on the road to Ole Miss in the final series of the year, and you just, hey, look, if we sweep South Carolina, you feel good about it, regardless. 16 wins like there. But if you just take 2 of 3, you're at that 15 mark. Then you say, hey, let's steal one on the road, and get to that 16 mark, and then I think there's no question we're a national seed. And
because if you're number 5
if you're
number 5 in the country, you already put yourself in the row of a national seed. To stay there, I agree with you. That national seed, we got to stay in that top 5, top 8 of the country. And to stay there, you definitely got to get 2 out of 3 from South Carolina, because they're a bottom feeder in the league right now.
And I would not put it. Look, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Auburn could sweep South Carolina and take 2 of 3 from Ole Miss.
Right.
On the road. They're that good.
But more,
they're playing that well right now.
More realistically, you would think at least getting 3 of the 6 games.
You don't want to get greedy.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you got 3 of the 6 and ended up with 16 wins in the SEC, that ought to get you a seed.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any.
No matter how you do in the SEC tournament, you ought to have a national seed.
Auburn is the only team in the league to win 8 of the last SEC series dating back to the final 2 weekends of last year. That's pretty impressive.
Well, and that tells you Butch is who we thought he was. Even on a down year, all the games have been really close. We're talking about 1 to 2 run games, and if he gets his stuff to fall into line, that's what we expect from Butch.
Yeah. And just as an FYI for all of you out there that are going to the games tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday, remember that commencement this weekend at Auburn. So there's going to be some parking issues. There's going to be a lot of people on campus. So commencement ceremony beginning, I think maybe even
look at the
Saturday.
The cool things they're giving away.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So giveaways. Tell them about them.
Yeah. Oh, Friday, you got a mini autographed home plate giveaway. Now, that's pretty cool.
A mini home plate?
Yeah. Now, whose auto? Butch?
That's a good question.
I would like that.
Maybe a lot of plate. A lot of
Saturday,
players.
looks like you got you a post-game autograph session, so you could get them all to autograph then.
Yep.
Stick around and get the whole team. Well, you got your Thursday is the baseball trading
cards.
I'd like that.
That's right up Brett's alley. Maybe we might need to get him to.
I want to see if I can get him to pick us up some cards.
There you go. It is just finally, as we wrap this thing up, May the 8th. On this day, happy birthday, Robert Johnson. So apparently, the whole selling his soul to the devil, it didn't work out real well. But he made some great music for a short time. He died at 27? Wow. So David Attenborough, he does the This Planet kind of voiceover stuff. Don Rickles, one of the funniest guys ever.
Oh gosh,
yeah. Ricky Nelson.
Yes, I know that one.
The singer. He was in Rio Bravo.
Okay.
Died in a plane crash as well.
Ooh.
Tony Tennille from Montgomery, Alabama, by the way, as in Captain and Tennille.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Love will keep us together.
Yeah. That's a good one.
They got divorced.
Uh-oh. So it didn't keep them together,
No,
did it?
it did not. Mike D'Antoni, David Keith played Parkman in Major League 2.
Okay. Yeah. Jack Parkman.
Jack Parkman.
That's
there
right.
you go.
The ladies loved it when he did his wiggle.
It makes the women in here in Cleveland puke.
That's right.
Stephen First, Flounder from Animal House.
Okay. Yep.
Bill Cower, Lovie Smith, NFL coaches. Ronnie Lott, maybe the greatest safety ever.
Oh, gosh.
Cut off the tip of his pinky finger.
Kept playing.
Wow. Adrian Gonzalez, Felix Jones, one of the
Arkansas guy?
guys.
Yeah, that's right.
And Kimball Walker, all born on this day.
Mm-hmm.
May the
Was
8th.
Felix there with McFadden?
Yes, he was. The dynamic duo.
That's what I thought, yeah.
It's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you so much for being with us. He's Jim. I'm Andy. So long for now. We'll talk again soon.